Good evening, everyone. It is your girl V with Reality Recap here for my last catch up session. After this, I'll be all cut up from last week's shows and over the weekend shows. I appreciate you hanging in there with me. Let's make sure we have all our streams in the building. And we do. We are streaming live right now across Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Here for my last catch up tea session. And this one is our Housewives Tea Talk. I owe you guys my unsolicited thoughts on last week's episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, as well as the reunion part one of Real Housewives of Orange County, and this past Sunday's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on the highlights of all of those episodes. You are more than welcome to tell me your thoughts in the comments. I'll read them as well as any questions that you have. Let me know in the check in and in the chats. I can read your comments across all channels. And we're going to get into it, guys. And I will be back tomorrow with another midday tea talk session. Make sure you set your alerts on tonight's episode of Real Housewives of New York. Yes, I know it's a snooze fest, or maybe that's just how I feel. But I will be back to give you my thoughts. I did put up a sneak peek of the episode earlier today, so make sure you check that out and come back tomorrow for another midday tea sesh. All right. We're going to start out with, we're going to go in the order of the latest and greatest, which would have been first up Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Love D Nice said, I've been so behind on all my shows. I just got RHOP left. I'm almost caught up. I feel you, Love D Nice. It's been trying for me. My daughter turned 5. And the weekend prior, I had to say I took her to Disney on Ice. And then she had a school party I was prepping for this past Sunday. She had a spa party. So I was off on Monday. I took the day and literally caught up on everything. So I spent the day Monday watching. I had already saw Salt Lake City. I was caught up with some things, but I had to watch Bell Collective, Love and Marriage Huntsville, which I did a tea talk for earlier today. If you guys want to check that out, it's up on my YouTube channel. I did Life After Lockup yesterday. I had to catch up on that, and I did the recap for that yesterday. That's also on YouTube. So I feel you, Love D Nice. The schedule has definitely been scheduling for sure. But this will be like my last catch up session. I'll be all up to date, and then we'll start fresh with a new recap tomorrow for tonight's episode of New York, Roni, and then we'll keep going from there. So I feel you, girl. On top of, I was also very interested in Eat, Slay, Love. Have you guys been watching that on Peacock? I was watching that as well. And I'm working on organizing a panel with some of my other fave podcast pages for us to get together on Friday. So look out for that and go over our thoughts on Eat, Slay, Love. So if you haven't watched that as well, check it out. I love it, especially for us brown girls. It's a great show. It's only about 3 episodes, I think, 3 or 4 episodes. It's not long, but it's good and I liked it. So go check it out. All right, so let's get into Salt Lake City. Let me get my notes out because that one is not fresh in my brain. I've watched so much since then, but I always have my notes. So Meredith and Lisa, they went to the spa. And Heather stopped by to download them on what happened with Bronwyn. We saw in the episode before where Bronwyn invited Heather over trying to figure out their friendship. They started off, they haven't had a rocky start. You know, Bronwyn had a few things to say. Shady fun comments she had to say about Whitney and the whole Bezos dinner that Heather immediately antennas went up saying like, okay, she's talking about her. It doesn't sound good. I'm all about loyalty. She has PTSD from the whole reality Von T situation and calling Bronwyn out on it, not knowing that Bronwyn had already had a conversation with Whitney and talked to her about it. Then it turned into Bronwyn calling Heather out on things and saying, like, if I can't get away with shady stuff, neither can you. Also, Bronwyn inserting herself and telling Angie that Lisa had talked to Heather about, or Heather had talked to Lisa about comments Angie made about her mothering. So it's getting really messy, and I love it. And they were trying to figure it out because Bronwyn is having an anniversary trip. Why would you invite a cast of housewives on your anniversary trip is beyond me. But she, I guess it's for filming purposes, but she's inviting them all to Palm Springs, was it? For her anniversary trip. I would expect it for them to go somewhere better than that with all the money she's spending on clothes and got them there on a private jet. I would think they would be on a island with white sands and clear blue water. That's just me. But she wanted to have this conversation with Heather to kind of iron out things and see if she could invite Heather on her trip. And we know that conversation did not go well at all. Heather was on defense. I will say in that conversation, I felt like Bronwyn came in with her guard down and saying, look, I want to figure this out. If I did anything to you or said anything to you, I want to apologize. She did feel like Heather owed her an apology. Heather didn't feel the same way. And she ended up leaving. They couldn't get on the same page. The conversation was going around in circles, and Heather ended up leaving Bronwyn's house. So in this new episode, like I said, Meredith and Lisa, they go for a spa day, and Heather stops by the spa to download them on her conversation with Bronwyn. And before they start, side note, Meredith is having her bar mitzvah. I don't know why my notes say bath mitzvah. I guess it's so used to me writing bath next to Meredith that my phone automatically put Meredith plugs her bath mitzvah. But she's having a bar mitzvah and she plugs that and let the girls know that she's having that and that she wants everyone to come. But hi CC Loves, thank you for stopping by. Hi Latoria, thank you for stopping by on Facebook. But yeah, she, let the girls know she's going to be having that and inviting everyone. But Heather gives her side of the story to Lisa and Meredith. She's saying that Bronwyn was all over the place. She was not clear with what she was saying. She's mad at Heather about her prenup comments, which she didn't really feel like she was judging her. She was just asking questions. And Heather clearly doesn't feel like she owes Bronwyn um, thank you, Latoria. I'll take a look at it. Bronwyn clearly doesn't think, I'm sorry, Heather doesn't clearly think she owes Bronwyn any type of apology, which I do think it's on both sides, right? Like Heather just say like, yo, I came in a little aggressive. I jumped the gun maybe thinking that everything you were saying was shady and I'm just on high alert right now of loyalty in this group and letting new people in. Let's see where this goes. Bronwyn, in my opinion, came in the conversation, like I said, with her guard down, saying, look, I want to apologize if I did anything, you know, and move forward. And really, she was, like I said, Heather telling her side of the story. And Lisa also mentioned that she was upset with Bronwyn as well. She said that Bronwyn called her to make sure that she would be okay going on the trip, which I thought was reasonable. Bronwyn called Lisa to see if she would be okay with going on the trip with her anniversary trip because Whitney and Justin would be going on the trip, and they just had this big blow up at Mary's anniversary. Not Mary, at Angie's anniversary party. So I thought it was only, I guess, normal that she called. But Lisa was offended by it, saying like, is she trying to say I can't control myself or that I had the blame in the situation? Which really I didn't get any sense of that when they flashed back to the conversation. She was truly calling to say, hey, are you okay to go on this trip with her? Maybe kind of sort of in the realm of, if you're not okay, then I won't have her come. I don't know, because Bronwyn and Whitney are getting pretty close and they're bonding, but it was more so a heads up that this is who's going on the trip. I didn't think that she was trying to place blame on anyone in that conversation, but Lisa took it that way. And Meredith is also upset, but she's upset with Angie's husband, Sean. Apparently, he made some comments on a podcast about her using her son as a pawn to deflect from her situations in the last season. And when she confronted Sean about it at the anniversary party, he didn't apologize or say anything about the fact that Meredith didn't make up the whole Greek mafia comments or that she wasn't behind these DMs were being sent. Meredith is still waiting for an apology from Angie after she brought a scroll to the Bezos dinner. I think you should just let it go. And if you're not, if you're just gonna be cordial with her, cool. And if you're not, pay her dust and keep it moving. But Meredith is gung ho on getting this apology, and it just don't seem like it's gonna happen. Like it's being overshadowed by all the nonsense that's going on in this season. To be trying to go backwards and get an apology from them, you kind of probably wanted to get that at the reunion because they on to new drama and foolishness at this point. Um, we then see everyone preparing for the trip for Brown's anniversary trip, which again, why are we inviting housewives on our anniversary trip? Beyond me. But everyone's preparing for the trip. We see Mary is not able to make it because she says she's going to spend time with her son. We then pan to Lisa and Justin having a conversation, and Lisa wants an apology. Lisa and I need to slow down. First of all, I feel like stir fried shit. I think I'm coming down with a cold. I took some emergency, so bear with me. But Lisa, we pan to Lisa and John, and they're talking about the trip and how she wants an apology from Justin. And John tells her that in his conversation with Justin that he wasn't willing to apologize. He said he had to think about it, which ultimately he needs to talk to Whitney about it. That's the bottom line. And that makes Lisa upset that he's not willing to apologize. I let you guys know I do feel like Justin should be the gentleman in the situation and apologize. I do not like that Lisa went up to Justin, involving him in the situation, telling, you don't walk up to somebody's husband telling him that his wife is a liar. Come on. I wish she would have just went and got her husband and left. But she did. She went up to him. I also don't agree with how he responded. And it was an aggressive tone in nature and like walking towards her and saying, my wife is not a fucking liar. He's cursing at her and things like that. So with that said, just be the gentleman and apologize. And Lisa could do the same and probably would if he would initiate the apology. But um John lets her know that he really said he had to think about it. He was hesitant to do it. We then pan to Justin and Whitney, with Justin telling Whitney that Lisa feels owed an apology. And of course, as we know or probably suspected, Whitney said, absolutely not. Lisa owes you an apology. So how about y'all both get together and apologize and move on? Okay. There's still a lot going on in the internet too, where this guy Adam that I told you I don't know from a can of paint, who started this whole thing about Lisa being the one that fed the blogger the story about the Alibaba jewelry for Whitney's Prism jewelry line. He's been all over the internet saying that he did not say that. Even though we see him talking about it on camera, he's saying that he didn't say it. Whitney is on Watch What Happens Live saying that he did and that she got a whole lot more on him. He then got on the internet saying he can't respond to her because she blocked him. It's a whole mess. I hope he at the damn reunion, but he's definitely soaking up his 15 minutes, in which I said he could be just using this to gain popularity. Really. So I don't get why we would believe a blogger or a podcaster, even if you are friends with his companion or anything like that, over Lisa, someone you've been friends with. And if you did, maybe talk to her and not a pointing the finger type of way and say, hey, this is what being said. Latoria said in one of the groups on Facebook, I'm not reading that, girl. She said they say Heather did it and showing some type of proof. I will try to get my hands on it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't know who was behind it. I mean, I think it was said, right, that Heather was the one that told, no, well, Lisa brought this information to Meredith, is what's being said. But I just don't think Lisa went to the level of reaching out to a blogger. And Lisa already said, if I was going to reach out to somebody, it would have been in the Daily News or the New York Times. I'm not just going to go to one side blogger to tell them this information, which was straight shade, but I loved it. Um, we all see them get on a private jet, which, again, a private jet to go, I mean, private jet anywhere is great, but an anniversary trip in Palm Springs, I was expecting more from Bronwyn. Like I said, white sands and clear blue waters, but they're on their way to they're on their way to California again, to Palm Springs. Hi, Lily. Thank you for checking in. We're talking about Salt Lake City. Then we're going to talk about OC. I know you was excited to talk about OC earlier, and we're going to talk about Potomac. But on the PJ ride over to good old Palm Springs, Lisa and Meredith and Bronwyn talk. And I didn't necessarily get the sense. I think for me, Lisa and Meredith was trying to kind of stay neutral or stay out of it and say, you guys should have a conversation that, your side of what you're saying is not the same side as Heather. So why don't y'all just talk about it? Bronwyn takes that in a sense of Lisa and Meredith are taking Heather's side. I didn't get that. I really didn't get that. Call me crazy, but it was more so like, y'all saying the same thing different ways. Your story ain't the same as hers. Why don't y'all have a conversation? But that's not how Bronwyn took it. And Bronwyn also talked about it with Angie and Whitney on their ride over to this massive house they stayed in, which was pretty nice. But she's telling them she feels like they've taken her side. They're not listening to her side. And again, I didn't get that. They arrived to the house, and I literally wrote my notes, which was dope. And the house is divided. You got Whitney, Angie, and Bronwyn together, and on the whole other side, you have Lisa and Meredith over on another side with their husbands. We also see Bronwyn had this jeweler come. I'm confused by that, guys. Like, Bronwyn husband had this jeweler come for her to pick out jewelry for their anniversary. And this woman came all the way from LA. She did not seem thrilled about it, but she drove from LA to Palm Springs and had this massive jewelry that cost millions and millions of dollars. And it was like a huge diamond necklace and some huge diamond earrings. And she looks at it and then she tells her, we'll think about it and let you know what we decide on, if anything. I'd have been like, bitch, I didn't drive all the way down here for you to decide on it. You could have looked at it on the internet. I could have FaceTime you and showed you this. I really thought that she had this woman coming here and she was gonna be a big baller on our screen and purchase all this jewelry. I don't know if she ended up purchasing it later on, but I did not see the reason for this woman to drive all the way from LA for her to say she'll think about it. That jeweler looked so annoyed. Was it just me? Please tell me, but she looked so annoyed. I did not get that at all. But anyway, the girls are still divided. Meredith and Lisa are hanging out by the pool. And Meredith's husband, he brings drinks just to soften the blow to tell Meredith that he has to leave for work. And she's upset. I also saw something come up. I have to go back and look because something came out about where Meredith's husband works. Let me look for that real quick, which I did not know. Yes, that's what it was. That Seth, which is Meredith's husband, is a senior VP for Big Lots. And I was like, Oh, that's what he do. Because we always knew he had to travel a lot, and he always is in Ohio. Again, I don't know what. Well, I guess I do know what Meredith doesn't want to live in Ohio, so she's been staying back in Salt Lake City, and he's always gone to Ohio. But we never talked about what his job is, and that's what came out that he's a senior VP at Big Lots. The more you know, right? Just a little fun fact. But I was like, okay, so he got a really good job. I don't know why. I keep saying I don't know why, but I guess I get it. She doesn't want to go to Ohio. Now she's on this show. But she was really upset that he had to leave. And rightfully so. She said like this happens all the time. She let him know that this was like a long weekend trip. He said that he was able to come and now things are changing and she's saying like something's just not adding up. I hope everything's all right. I hope Seth ain't dipping outside the cookie jar into another one. But she said something's not adding up for her. But he has to go. He literally came down there for the day and has to turn right back around and leave the next day. Makes no sense. But we see Angie decides to break the ice with Meredith and Lisa over by themselves by passing out Vita tequila shots. Good one, Angie. After we saw Justin pour a whole bottle down the sink, but now they're passing him out. He's taking shots. Make sense. Latoria said he seemed like he don't like his wife and don't like being around her. In my opinion, I don't know. I don't get that sense per se, but he's like always joking, which is cool from a sense, but he's just always joking, like never anything serious out of him. I mean, outside of her telling him that she wanted to have the bar mitzvah that he seemed really happy for her about, but it's just always jokes and silliness. Nicole on YouTube said, I'm thinking he a CEO of some big corporation. Big Lots is a big corporation. I mean, he ain't a CEO. He's the senior vice president, but tomato. Big Lots is a big corporation. They're all over the country, aren't they? Nicole is not impressed. Love D Nice on Instagram said, got him a little sweet lady in Ohio. I don't know. Ain't nothing hit the fan yet, but Meredith seemed like 2 plus 2 ain't equaling 4. Latoria said they just closed Big Lots down here. Nicole said they drink at least a tequila. Yeah, that was her icebreaker. That was Angie's icebreaker. I'm about to look, Latoria, because Big Lots is it's a big deal around here. They're all over the place. Yeah, there's like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's like 10 of them within a 20-mile radius of me. They're everywhere. So I don't know. Love D Nice said Big Lots getting money out here. Same around here. They everywhere. Latoya said Big Lots just had like 140 stores closed for real, for real. We're gonna look that up too real quick. They probably did. Everybody's going through it. But they still popping around here. Let me see. News. Well, 4 days ago, article came out saying Big Lots unveils new rewards app to elevate the shopping experience. And I do see that as well. Over 2,000 Big Lots stores no longer closing. That came out 3 hours ago, Latoria. It says more than 2 dozen Big Lots stores no longer closing. Here's where. Says as part of its progress through the Chapter 11 bankruptcy process, Big Lots previously slated nearly 550 stores for closure. More than 2 dozen, however, appear to be coming back from the brink, at least for now. Since it began closing stores in July, Big Lots has added orange banners to the web pages of affected locations. The banners read "Closing this location" and listed the potential savings customers could find at the store. Save up to 20% off, for example. As of Tuesday, today, more than 2 dozen locations that had closing banners on their web pages are seemingly no longer facing that fate. Banners have since been removed from the web pages for the stores listed below and replaced with banners reading, "Share your big ideas." And there's a few states that, still 550 stores and only 2 dozen are still remaining open outside of those that they were going to close. And they're in various states. So they're still closing some, it seems like. If it was 550 stores and they only keeping 24 out of that 550 still open. But yeah, Love D Nice says so did Walmart. I think just the economy, a lot of stores are condensing or closing, especially like I said, they got 10 around here and in less than 20 miles. Like, what is the point of that? And New Jersey is on the list for 2 of them that was supposed to close that is remaining open. Lily said, man, first it was 99-cent stores, then Big Lots. I hope they don't close down 5 and below next. Or Hobby Lobby, Lily. But everything's being revived too. We thought Red Lobster was gonna close, which I was devastated. I'm a huge Red Lobster girl. Please believe it. But the CEO came along and saved that. TGI Fridays are all closing down. The one by me is all boarded up and signs taken off. They going into bankruptcy. So Victoria said our Walmart look like a Macy's now. Ours is in shambles. The Walmarts around here are in shambles, like, except for this big one that we have in Linden. But outside of that, shambles. Just complete shambles. Nicole said Amazon taking over. I could believe it because I am truly spoiled by Amazon. Just the fact of getting everything next day and delivered, and you ain't gotta leave and or go pick up. I could believe it. Amazon is definitely the wave, especially for everything these damn kids need. But yeah, y'all. So that's what he does, which I was like a little surprised. Yes, Red Lobster. First of all, they keep putting things on the menu. We're all off subject, but y'all, I have to address this. Red Lobster, somebody tag them. But Red Lobster keeps putting special items on the menu. I fall in love with it, and then they take it off. The Ultimate Feast is way too much money now. I get that you can mix and match it and make it your own, but it's way too much money. They have put these salt and vinegar shrimp on the menu. I fell in love with them and then they took it off. Then they had on the menu a stuffed lobster tail that came with crab legs and a potato, and then I would get a shrimp scampi on the side. And then they took that off the menu. And then they had a Cheddar Bay biscuit fest. Like, what are we doing? Okay? We already getting biscuits. It made no sense. So I haven't been going lately. I don't really, there's nothing on the menu right now that I'm super excited about. The kids love Applebee's. I don't. I literally just go there and get drinks while they eat. I don't even eat there. And all I do is order Benihana on Uber Eats. Like, seriously. I mean, my husband does a lot of cooking. He's great at that. He loves to, but Red Lobster's really been disappointing lately. And I had to get that off my chest because my husband told me I should go write on a review or tell them on Twitter because I really be upset in there. And Lily said she missed when malls were packed. I could believe I haven't been to the mall in so long. I was asking my husband, were we gonna take the kids to the mall for pictures with Santa Claus? But then I saw on the kids' calendar that Santa Claus coming to the school for pictures. And when they were in daycare, the Santa Claus came there and did it too. So I never had to go. I have not been in a mall. Everything I rather order online. I really don't go to the mall unless it's like last minute and I need something. I don't have a choice. Yeah, I know Red Lobster has a new CEO and he's reviving it, but he ain't putting these items back on the menu and he better get it together. I want the salt and vinegar shrimp back and I want that stuffed lobster tail meal put back on the menu. It's becoming a menu of just the same stuff: shrimp scampi, fried shrimp, and salmon 300 different ways. I did try this like Mardi Gras Cajun salmon dish. It was a high. It literally tastes like they just sprinkle obey on the top, but I like the crispy parts of it. But I haven't been in a while. Not the mall's not safe. Well, that's everywhere. They pew pewing everywhere. You can't go nowhere. Lefty Knight said it. They acting like he said he work at Dollar General, which is popping around here as well too. They actually the one by me relocated and got real big on me. I was like, okay, they got everything. I'm gonna go in there and get me some Christmas stuff. They got decor and everything for the Lola. I'm gonna be right on in there. My daughters asked for Play-Doh the other day. I went in there. They had like it was called like modes Play-Doh or something like so. It had this general name, but you got 5 cans of it for $1.25. I was like, dollar store it is. Dollar dollar not Dollar General, it was Family Dollar. But Dollar General is my place to go for cleaning supplies because they got everything for the low. But y'all, we are all off subject. But yeah, Angie breaks the ice with Meredith and Lisa, and she's passing out Vita tequila shots. Way to go, Angie. Bronwyn, they all get together, and Bronwyn steps away to use the bathroom. Lisa asks, had anybody talked to Heather? And Lily said, now let's discuss in Red Lobster when we're talking about Seth and Meredith. Yeah, we all off the track. But I love talking to y'all, though. I love the commentary. Makes it nice. I like it. You guys make it nice. But yeah, Bronwyn steps away to use the bathroom. Lisa asked if anyone talked to Heather. And, you know, Whitney says, well, first of all, Angie says that she was going to step, in her room and call her, but didn't. Nobody really wanted to call while they're on Bronwyn's trip. Whitney says she heard Bronwyn's side of the story, and Lisa says she heard Heather's side. And Lisa was literally saying that, I don't want to get in the middle of it. I think they should talk. Might not have been the best idea for Lisa to call Heather right there on Bronwyn's trip. Just from an etiquette perspective, might not have been the best idea. I don't think she meant any harm by it. It was kind of like, well, let's get Heather's side of the story. Not the right time. Love Nice said Angie got a backbone this season. I think it's from her friendship with Mary. Love Nice. I don't know if Angie got a backbone or if she just relentlessly on pursuit for that middle snowflake that she got. I don't know. I don't think Angie acts like this in normal life. I don't. And I told you guys she's running the Greek thing down to the ground for me. But she reminds me almost of me on Potomac. She is gonna do what she gotta do to stay on this show and get her middle snowflake. I really do. She is a professional actress on this show. Latoria said I'm liking Angie husband this season. He's had enough. Yeah, we haven't seen too much of him, but he is standing his ground even in the conversation with Meredith that we saw. Like, y'all gonna stop playing on my name is basically what Angie husband is saying. Y'all gonna stop with these rumors and nastiness about me, honey. So it said Lisa was taking Heather's side and being very messy. Nicole said Lisa has no self-awareness. That was so disrespectful. And she is bringing it. She is bringing it. I will agree. She's bringing it. I just don't think she act like that in real life. But she is bringing it. She's making it entertaining. They all are, honestly. I always say about Salt Lake City, they are the stove right now, and all burners are on. We got so many beefs and messiness happening everywhere. Like usually with Housewives, we're just fixated on one storyline throughout the whole thing of one beef between 2 or 3 people. But it's like little mini beefs. You got Angie and Meredith, Angie and Lisa, Lisa and Lisa and Bronwyn, Bronwyn and Heather. It's so much going on, and Meredith and Mary just telling it how like it is. She don't like Brittany. Brittany got this situation with this man Jared. Like it's so much going on that I think they all are bringing it. Agreed. I just don't think Angie act like that in real life. Now, Latoria saying Lisa was being messy. I'm on the fence with that one. I do think that she was, by saying let's call Heather and get her side, that was messy. Again, like Nicole said too, I personally, just etiquette wise and common sense, I wouldn't be calling Heather to get her side of the story while I'm in the hot tub with Bronwyn and she steps away to go to the bathroom. Like, did you really think Heather was gonna long-winded Heather was gonna give you the lowdown in 2 seconds before she came back from the bathroom? At the beginning, though, I felt like if Lisa would have just said, you know what, they're both of their sides of the story. I don't want to get involved, like she said, and let them talk it out and left it at that. Cool. There was no need to make that phone call or try to get her side of the story. Latoria said she was smiling and smirking. And Nicole said they better than New York and Potomac for me. Yeah, Salt Lake City is top tier, Nicole. I totally agree. They're my number one. And then for me under that it's OC. Potomac is trying to step up to the plate. New York is a straight snooze. I told you guys that's the only show right now that feels like a a job for me. Like I love doing this and it comes so naturally and fluent once I get behind this mic because I'm truly invested in these shows. But Roni is the only one that is like, "Ugh, I gotta recap this. I gotta watch this. The rest of them, I'm truly invested. So I agree. Well, Latoria, we agree on something. Me and Latoria always on opposite ends of the spectrum, but we agree on some stuff. Latoya said, "Yeah, New York don't need to come back unless they get a better cast." Yeah, and I see that Erin is pregnant. She announced that today with People magazine. Like, I guess that's gonna be her next storyline. After we're watching her treat her husband like straight doo doo on this season, but yet she's pregnant. Shocker. Yeah, with Messy Mia. Agreed. And Love D Nice on Instagram said Potomac is pushing Mia on us too hard. It's making me hate the show. Mia is pushing herself on us very hard. We're gonna talk about that too. But yeah, Bronwyn comes back and she's upset, rightfully so, right? Why would you be calling somebody I just told you I beat with on my trip? And she, in my opinion, she let Lisa have it. That vein started popping in that neck and she read Lisa down. I love me some Lisa, but she read her down. It was funny because she coming back and it went from Lisa trying to get Whitney, trying to get Heather's side of her story to we just called to see how you were doing. Bye, click. And then saying like we just were calling to check on her. You weren't. You were calling to get her to explain her side of the story to everybody that who had only heard Bronwyn's side of the story. That's what you was doing. You knew you was caught red-handed. I don't know why nobody didn't say to her, maybe you shouldn't call her right now. Like, why did anybody say that to her? Nicole said, bring back the old New York without Ramona. That part. Agreed. Yeah. Love D Night said she definitely read her. She was saying, like, why is it that Heather can tell her side and you believe her and you're on her side, but you're not listening to me. She's saying, when I'm in a room and somebody's talking about you, I got your back. I speak up for you. Why you don't do the same for me? Because it sounds like to Brown when Heather was telling y'all how bad of a person Bronwyn is or how much she don't like her, and you were sitting there listening, and Lisa saying, "Well, I was just listening to my friend. I was just trying to hear her side." But we did see when Bronwyn went to the park or wherever they was with them big weather jackets on and sunglasses when Bronwyn was with Angie and Whitney, that Bronwyn did stand up for Lisa and did say, "I haven't experienced that with Lisa. I don't think that about Lisa." And she's looking for that same type of friendship from Lisa. Lisa stepped in it big time. And Bronwyn let her have it. She really did. And I had to say I agree with what Bronwyn was saying. I don't know personally if Bronwyn has made it clear that words matter. I agree. She has made it clear that words matter, that she wants a friend that's going to like stand 10 toes down and stand on business. She has made that very clear. Um And bottom line, Bronwyn thinks Lisa is not on her side or neutral. And she went the fuck off. That's the bottom line. I do think there's underlying issues here, like Lisa being close with Bronwyn's child's father. I think that plays a role into it with Bronwyn is side eyeing Lisa, finding out that her daughter's father's family is close with Lisa, and her kind of being in the middle of that. Along with just bottom line, she wants loyal friends, period. Nicole says she ate Lisa up. Agreed. Latoria said, yes, I'm loving Bronwyn. She is funny. She has shade. She stands 10 toes down on what she say and love the fashion. She is a total housewife package. I agree with you. I like Bronwyn. I did expect more from Bronwyn's house. And the poop all over the place was like, girl, all this money you got, have somebody come in here and clean this poop up and get this furniture together and get this stuff out of boxes and get these Starbucks mugs off the counter. All right? Like, I expected more. I expected her house to live up to her fashion. And a few of the rooms in her house, like her kitchen, besides the Starbucks mugs from all over the world that her husband is collecting, I do think that I do think that some of her rooms live up to what you would expect from her given her fashion choices, but I just expected a whole lot more. They've been in the house for 2 years. There's no excuse. Love you, Bronwyn, but get that house together before you invite us back over with them cameras, okay? Um, and Bronwyn's upset. She walks off, and Bronwyn's husband. I started off the season thinking that Bronwyn's husband is this nice, cuddly guy, which he probably is, but he's a no nonsense type of husband. And I would expect that side from him from a business aspect. I mean, you don't get to be the CEO of BlackBerry and not have a stern personality and able to keep things in check. But he is not here for none of the drama. He told Bronwyn, listen here, I told you either they go or I go. That he is not gonna do a trip of foolishness, nonsense, or arguments for days on end. When he always traveling and working, and he trying to have some good anniversary time with Brown, he is not here for that shit at all. So he pulled John aside to tell him, like, look, this nonsense between your wife and my wife gonna have to stop, or y'all gonna have to go. And he said what he meant and meant what he said. Nicole said he stood on business that he did. And John's so not confrontational. He's like, oh, all right, I'll go talk to my wife. I need a husband that's gonna be like, well, what my wife do, I'll talk to my wife and we'll leave if we want to leave. Like, I just wanted him to have a little bit more backbone there. Even with Justin in that conversation, like, bro, you was yelling at my wife. Apology is needed. I ain't asking you, I'm telling you, this is what you're gonna do, or we gonna have a problem. That's how I want my husband to be. But I'm toxic, so don't listen to me. But John went and told Lisa what Bronwyn's husband said, and that's where we kind of leave off. I will make sure to give you a sneak peek of the episode, but he ain't having that shit. We'll see if she actually gets kicked out or if they're able to talk it out, figure it out, or what happens next. I love the night said John don't want to leave. He don't. He enjoying the house. The house look dope. They got all these activities. It's huge. Only thing is missing is bathtubs for Meredith apparently, but he don't want to leave. And he probably needs to learn what happens and understand that his wife shouldn't be running in Justin's face. Shouldn't have called on the phone. She has to take some accountability here. And Latoya said, nah, John who wanted to push Justin, where was the backbone? And even then, I think John went into protective mode, but he probably was like, damn, I gotta push him or something. It's not his normal character to be confrontational at all. I really don't think so. He loves Lisa though. He does. Nicole said, I wonder if Lisa's husband tired of her cry. I don't think so, Nicole. I think John really loves Lisa. Like they are, and she mentioned it in a joking way that they have a codependency. Like when she went to lunch with her sister, and he was calling her, and she was like, I talked to him like 20 times already. There's a true codependency there. They love each other a lot, and everywhere Lisa goes, John is there. I will say that when she was at BravoCon, when they were in New York, everywhere Lisa is, John is there. And even when she did Watch What Happens Live that night, John was right there in the audience. He goes everywhere she goes. He is definitely a supportive husband. I just don't think in regular circumstances he's looking to be confrontational with anybody else's husband. But yeah, I mean, Salt Lake City, another great episode. We'll see what happens with Bronwyn and Lisa. We'll see if Lisa gets kicked out. If things get even more heated between Bronwyn husband and John, or do the husbands continue to stay neutral in the situation? Seth is really to me the one that keeps it light with the jokes, and he's leaving, so God knows what's about to happen now. Nicole said, I like John too. I do. I like John. I said in another podcast, though, I just don't know about Justin right now. He seems way more confrontational than he has in other seasons, and I'm not sure why. I can't place my finger on it. There's been some rumblings about Whitney and him not being on the same page and possibly divorcing, allegedly in the streets. He had lost his job. I don't see him going to work this season. He had talked about getting another job last season. Whitney wasn't here for it. She liked him being stay at home. So there's something underlying with Justin, that he's being a little bit more messy in the women's mix and confrontational that we've seen in other seasons. So we'll have to keep watching and see. But yeah, we are way behind schedule with all of our Red Lobster, Walmart, and Big Lots talk. So we're going to move right along to Real Housewives of Orange County. Let me get my notes for that. This was a great reunion, part one, if I do say so myself. Normally, reunions start off slow. We don't really get to the juicy parts until the second and third parts, and really just the second part. The third part is really just like sometimes bringing out the husbands or wrapping up. But this was a great part one to this reunion, I have to say. Latoria has one more thing about Salt Lake City. I just want to say Heather is indeed a liar. No matter how much weight she drops, she's still big. Oh my God, big hands, big face, just big. um, yeah, I just think that Heather thinks that she is being loyal and helpful by running around telling everybody what everybody says. I told you, I really think she has PTSD from reality Von Teese. I really do. And she really thinks that if she has a conversation with somebody and they say something about somebody else, that her going to tell them makes her look loyal, when you should just address it in the conversation. You should just say, don't talk about them like that. Don't say that about them. And just, like basically what Brown was asking Lisa to do when she like, have my back when I'm not around. That's what she really needs to do, because what she's doing is creating more altercations, issues, and messiness. And not the big hands, big face, and just big. Oh, Latoria. She's always the controversial one with her comments. But yes, Housewives of OC reunion part one was good for us to get into the Ryan situation, to get into Tamara and Shannon situation, all in the first part one. And I saw the sneak peek. I'm gonna give it to you guys probably tomorrow or even Thursday afternoon. The next episode, the part two, it's a 3-part reunion. Part two, we have Alexis coming out, and Shannon is ready for her. She coming, she reading her down, so I can't wait. But we started this reunion with Andy revealing that Tamara's starting therapy. How convenient, right in time for the reunion. It's giving calculated. Tamara says she wants to be a good friend. She wants to be a friend with Shannon. She recognizes now that how she treated Shannon during the season was not the way to go for someone that's recovering from any type of addiction or alcohol issues or just had a DUI. I just feel like she saw the backlash online and now she's trying to save face. That's how I feel about Tamara. But and Latoya said, I don't believe that. She said she was in therapy, that she found out in one therapy session that she's on the spectrum. I personally don't believe any of that. If she is, you know, cool, but I personally don't believe any of that. And how you going to therapy when you had your whole face scraped off and was on our timelines looking like Frankenstein for over almost 2 weeks before the reunion was taped? Okay, but well, she had said that she was scheduled to start therapy, not that she had started. So maybe that's what, but I don't believe it at all. Nor have we gotten any updates since she went to her first therapy session and they found out she was on the spectrum in one therapy session. Shane mentioned it ever again. But I also didn't believe that she really wanted to be Shannon's friend because she was taking a lot of digs on this reunion episode. Like, she made digs that did Shannon really want to make up with Gina because she had opportunity before cameras went up. She made it a point to say that. She was counting how many reunions that it was discussion about Shannon's drinking. And she was also talking about Shannon drinking while she was in the program that she had to do for the DUI. So does she really want to make up with her? It wasn't given that. And I was glad that Shannon said that she's setting boundaries. She's actually in therapy, is what she said, which was a dig on her part, which I clocked and I loved. But she said, like, I'm actually in therapy. I'm setting healthy boundaries. And she said, I don't really want to be your friend. Best choice ever, Shannon. Like, she's not really anybody's friend. And we've been saying this the entire season. And every season that Tamara's on, she doesn't have a storyline unless she's exploiting other people's lives and treating people and telling business of people that she was once close with. She's not a friend to anybody. And that's what she's in therapy to figure out, where that anger comes from. Girl, you just want to stay on this show. You just clinging on for dear life since they brought you back, and you don't want to leave again. She's another Mia. And Love D Nice said, when are you going to address that Tamara's an alcoholic? Right. And Tamara did say that how she copes with being on this show is drinking. And I've said that, Love D Nice, honestly, through my recaps in this season. She doesn't get rowdy or rah-rah with anybody unless she has had a few dirty martinis. And we've seen that even way back when she splashed Gina Keogh in the face with that red wine. Everything she does when she gets like that, even when she screamed, I want a divorce at Simon in the limo, everything is fueled by alcohol. Again, that's not who Tamara is in real life. You saw when Jen confronted her about having a private investigator investigate Ryan. She was caught off guard by that. Like, she was so caught off guard by Jen approaching her. She wasn't ready for the conversation. She didn't have time to have a drink. It was early in the morning, and she was like panic in the face. She only can be tough like that after she's had drinks. So she's admitted that that's what she uses to cope with, being on the show is alcohol. So what's the saying? You point one finger and five point back at you. So to me, it was a another form of deflection from what's going on with her to beat down Shannon the entire season. On top of, being in Ryan's business, being in Jen's financial business, all things to deflect from. She ain't got nothing going on with her. And does Eddie really like her? Like, I mean, we don't really get to see their relationship dynamic. And I wonder why. Yeah, she do too much all the time. I agree. But like I said, I'm glad to see Shannon was setting boundaries and said she don't want to be her friend. Um, Heather and Katie on this, that was another thing. I was like, all right, we get into this too. Well, let's go then. Heather got into it with Katie. And real talk, Heather kind of got Katie together. She was saying how, they asked Katie a few questions about, you know, where she lived, where she moved, you know, um, trying to get her to know her. And Heather was really saying that everything that Katie say has a story to it. She doesn't have any credibility. She doesn't believe what she's saying. And we all know that Heather's just mad about this paparazzi situation. And some of y'all said y'all really thought that it's Terry that called the paparazzi and not Heather, which I could believe that as well. But she is, Heather's still holding on to the fact that she did not call the paparazzi. Nicole said, you don't watch Orange County, Nicole? I told her that's right up there under Salt Lake City to me, especially this season. This season was good to me. It really was. Overall, there has a few episodes, like the whole Trader episode, that was a waste of time to me. But overall, it's been a really consistent season. I've enjoyed it. I really have. But, Heather's gun ho that she did not call paparazzi. Maybe it was a photographer. I don't fucking know. But she's saying she did not call him. I do think that what Katie called a receipt was not really a receipt. And I said that. And someone asked or made that comment when Andy was reading the comments from Twitter or what have you on the show, which I had said before when that episode first aired. How is it that one person controls all paparazzi in California? That alone didn't make any sense. And in the text message, it really wasn't a receipt. It wasn't any proof that Heather had reached out to paparazzi. It was really just, hey, did Heather reach out to paparazzi? And this person saying yes. I don't know this person from a can of paint. It makes no sense to me. That's not a real receipt. Hey, Vivi Kisses. Thank you for checking in. No, you did. Well, you missed Salt Lake City talk, Vivi. We just finished with Salt Lake City, but Potomac is up next after we talk about OC. So hang tight. We're almost there. Nicole said I used to. Well, watch the reunion, Nicole. You can still watch. And guys, because I was behind with my daughter's birthday, I watched, which I normally don't because I want to see it when it comes out. I watched this reunion episode on Peacock so much better. It's uncensored on Peacock. I liked it. I liked it. I'm usually like trying to be on top of the episodes and give you guys the recaps on time. But since I was behind with her birthday and her birthday festivities, I watched it on Peacock and I enjoyed that a lot. Just wanted to plug that. But yeah, Nicole, watch the part one. You'll really get to know what's happening in the season by just watching the reunion. It's really good. Yeah, I love watching it on Peacock when I can, but that made it 10 times better for me to have to catch up and watch it there. But yeah, Nicole, at least watch the reunions. Part two is coming on Thursday. It's gonna be a good one with Alexis coming out. But Heather again, she gets at Katie saying she don't have any credibility and that she made hint to, blaming people or saying people did things that they really didn't do was kind of your thing, which went back into a lawsuit that had already been surfacing on the internet. I talked about it on one of my reality weekly news recaps that I do on Thursday nights. Make sure y'all check in for that. But there was a lawsuit back for a situation that happened way back in 2016 that kind of resurfaced with Katie, where she tells one story on the reunion. She's saying that a guy had road rage. She pulled over for him to go around her. He ended up pulling over and getting out and screaming and cursing at her, recording her in the car and her children, and they were really upset and that she called the police. That is not the story that is in what the police documented and what was in the lawsuit, because this guy ended up suing her. But what was said by these statements that I read was that, and what Emily, the lawyer, was, Emily is a whole nother story. We'll get into how she's like dusted off her law degree and in everything on this reunion, breaking down everybody else's business but her own. But it really did say what Emily was saying, where the guy is saying that Katie followed him home and got out and was being aggressive with him, and he started recording. She called the police, and initially they thought that he was the aggressor. He got slammed to the ground and arrested. He got hurt when he got slammed to the ground, and then after reviewing the video footage and hearing the statements, the police released him, and he was dismissed. He was released because they found that Katie was actually the aggressor. So it's two different sides to the story. I don't know. I ain't gonna say the police don't lie, but two different sides of the story there. And Heather brought that up, which again, it had been making its rounds on the internet already and picked up by a whole bunch of bloggers. I had even covered it here as well. Lily said Heather is a miserable bitch. Can't stand her stupid ass. Really? I don't know. I like Heather's rich girl energy. I do feel like she flipped completely. Like I started the season kind of like, why Katie coming for her over this paparazzi shit? Like, why is that even a storyline? To her flipping on Shannon, talking about Shannon was trying to use her. It was like, if you guys remember that movie Faculty where they was turning everyone into aliens, it was almost like we saw Heather go into the room and hang out with Tamara and come out a totally different person. Like I didn't get how she flipped so quickly towards mid of this season. I really, really didn't get it at all. But yeah, that lawsuit came up, and I did not like how Emily kept questioning her, like, bitch, she is not under oath right now, but she was questioning her children's custody and who has it. That was going completely too far. And Katie started crying, and she was saying, like, she did give up her custody of her children. I wouldn't even had explained it to her. I would have got up and smacked her in her mouth for bringing up my children and what happened in my divorce and my custody and all of that. That was completely uncalled for. I don't even really care for Katie like that, but I didn't understand why we needed to go that route and ask those questions. Emily, in my opinion, was totally out of line, and I would have smacked the shit out of her. Real talk. I really didn't like that. I don't know what yeah, oh, Latoya said, yeah, I thought that was messed up. It was uncalled for. It had nothing to do about nothing. If you want to question if she actually owned a house, because Gina brought that up, and if she moved back to San Diego and versus and where's her like all that, where's her children going to school and ending the school year, and who had custody when, and why did she give up custody? And it didn't make sense why she gave up the parental rights as well. Like, none of your business. The woman said she was home and she telling her business, which I commend her for, but she didn't owe Emily none of that. It was completely out of line. Latoya said Heather apologizing was BS. Yeah, I agree with you. Saying I'm sorry than saying but with the situation with her kids. She truly went over there and apologized, Latoya, because I think she realized, okay, this has gone too far. We're probably going to get backlash when this comes out. Let me save face. That's all that was about to me. Emily is looking rough with those filters, honey, or with those fillers. And you know what else was bugging me about Heather? If y'all pay attention to like her hairstyle, she has it slicked up, and it's so slicked right there on the side. Like, girl, give us back our edge control. It was giving, she used edge control, and it was annoying the hell out of me. It really was. Lovely Night said, then when Heather said something about the neighbors, Katie said, I didn't see any neighbors. Girl, you just said you didn't follow him home. That part, Lovely Nice. I'm glad, good you caught that. True. But yeah, I just think they went too far. Emily, again, she's in everybody's business for her own. And then the last part, Latoya said, I say congratulations, Katie, for going through a hard time and bouncing back and on top better than ever. That's a lot to go through that and do what you have to do to get your kids back and be back in a better place in your life. I totally agree with that. Again, I don't care for Katie that much, but with her sharing her story about her being homeless and her doing the right thing as a parent, to give up the custody until she, and because really she said she didn't have the means to take care of them or provide somewhere for them to live. So she made the right decision. Instead of being stubborn, she gave parental rights or custody over to her ex-husband, but she got herself together 10 times fold, you know? So agreed. As moms, you can appreciate that. She made right decisions for her children. But, they went too far. And finally, we get to Jen. And I really wrote in my notes, y'all, Jen, wake the fuck up. Okay? Like, I don't care how you slice it and dice it. Ryan snitched. Um, Again, Emily with her lawyer degree, she's saying that he has immunity. The only way that you get immunity is by cooperating. And Jen's on the other couch saying he didn't snitch on his best friend. He didn't tell or give up in, but he just said, "Here's the account, have at it. Here's the the laptop, have at it." Now, I did break this down on one of my news recaps, which even though Emily was getting on my damn nerves, she had the story pretty right about how Ryan got hooked up in this with his name being on the account and money being sent there and him traveling to Vegas 100 times with this guy who was, being convicted of money laundering. If you give up the account for them to look through, if you give up the computer and the cell phone and the messages between you and this guy to look up, that's snitching. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Do I have it wrong? But I don't care how you slice it, dice it. And she's saying the feds never reached out to him. Ryan reached out. Yeah. Ryan knew the hammer was coming down and he got with his lawyer and said, let me reach out to them and cooperate so I don't get in no trouble. Meanwhile, this guy is facing hella years in jail. I don't. Latoria said they say the best friend told him to do so to clear himself, is what I heard in the groups. I don't, I don't know that to be true or not. Listen, and maybe he did. Okay, why he stood on that season finale and said, "This is my money launderer," is a whole nother situation. Maybe he did say, "I'm gonna take this one for the team. I'm gonna take these charges. Go ahead and give in this information." I could see that being the case. But any way you look at it, he cooperated. Okay? He doesn't have immunity for nothing. So I just want her to acknowledge that and and make sure she's not being delusional. Agree, Latoria. Now, did Jen gag the hell out of Emily? That she did. She said, "Well, I heard your in-laws fund your whole life." We had all been talking about that. That had all been floating around the internet that to be true. And they don't work. Emily don't work. Neither does her husband. They don't work. They don't practice law. He could barely pass the bar. He had to take it like 200 times before he passed it. So I think it's true. Now, Emily did address it after the reunion because she said that Jen was doing the Tammy Wynette thing, standing by her man when she wasn't owning up to what he really had did or he did have parts in it. Which who gonna sit up there and convict their own man? Not me. But Emily and Jen got on the internet singing "Stand by Your Man." Emily responded saying that if her in-laws funded her whole life, she'd be living way more lavish than she is living. That didn't address anything for me. What do you do for a living besides looking up information to prepare yourself for the court of law of Bravo on this reunion? I don't get it. Yeah, and she ain't explained nothing, Latoria. Nothing was explained to me. Lovely Night said Jen Delulu is hell. Jen have no idea what's going on. She don't. And even if she do, she playing like she don't real well. She's still planning to go through with marrying him. I told you guys when she marries him, she loses the spousal support from the ex-husband. his spousal support gets to stop after you she gets married. So I don't think she should do that, but that's what she wants to say. Lily said, let me make sure I'm reading everybody's comments. Lily said, did you see how a lot of people have been reaching out to the innocent project to have them remove Emily as part of their group? That's what the bitch gets. No, I didn't see that. And that's the group where she took we saw her take the guy to get the suit and things like that. And I feel like, because I learned that from attorney Red Wine Simone, that lawyers have to like do pro I think she called it pro bono, or like free legal services a certain amount of hours a month in order to keep their license or their license active. So I don't even feel like Emily was in it for like her care of rehabilitating these people that were falsely accused. It was more so, in my opinion, to keep her license active. Latoya said Emily sounded ungrateful because she lives good. Yeah. If they fund your life, they fund your life. But maybe you should stop counting everybody else's pockets like you was doing this entire season and mind your damn business. Like, knock it off. And Shannon, thank you for checking on Facebook. She says snitching is when you're part of the crime and tell on the person you have committed the crime with. I'm not going to jail because you did crimes and I'm guilty by association, aka your friend. But Shannon, me and you friends, Shannon. You a bookie illegally. You Somebody owe you debt and you put it in my account. And and then you take that money out and well, yeah, let's just say it like that. Like, yeah, me and you, Shannon, we cool, we besties. You an illegal bookie. One of your clients owe you money. They deposit it in my account. I take it out. I spread it across these casinos. I travel with you 20, 30, 40, 50 times to Vegas to gamble this money. I'm gambling with you. We lose 13 million of it. The hammer come down on you. A real friend would go down with you, at least where I'm from. A real friend ain't gonna hand over their cell phone. Or even if you said, you know what, Shannon, you said to me, I'm gonna take these charges. I'm gonna wait for the feds to come to me. I'm not gonna reach out to them and say, hey, come over here and get this cell phone and get this bank account and come look at this stuff and make sure I don't get caught up in this. Shannon, that's a bit snitching to me. I don't know. I don't know. You tell me, Shannon. But it ain't just by association. He had a hand in that. His name was on the account. He pulled the money out and spread it across the casinos. It's more than just we friends and I'm guilty by association, Shannon. There's a little bit more to that. I'm just saying. And Latoya said, yes, they have to do a certain amount of hours a year for free to keep their license active. That's how I got a private lawyer to gain custody of my niece. And she said, I like how Shannon was trying to help Jen by saying she shouldn't be talking about this. Right. Now that's a lawyer friend. She was like, yo, how do y'all know all this stuff? I didn't even know this stuff about Katie. She was saying, like, should she even be talking about this? And and I don't know. Andy was kind of on Emily's side. He said, well, she can talk about it because, he has immunity. No one's coming after him because he cooperated. Andy was pushing the conversation more in Emily's direction, I feel like. He definitely was. And Latoya said, now, if they got money high and they got a good game plan, which I think they do, listen, Ryan doesn't have a job. So how he got that huge ring for Jen, how they're planning this huge wedding in June of 2025, which, I'll be putting that on my calendar to circle back and see, do they have a wedding plan and Will they be getting married June of 2025? You know, 2 plus 2 ain't equaling 4. Andy was definitely messy. he was like, he was like glad Emily was there to break all this down for him. He ain't even have to do much. He was just like, yeah, what she said. But yeah, I don't know. We gonna have to see. But Ryan doesn't work in a pie factory, so and Jen's ring is huge. Like it doesn't take rocket science. We'll see how this plays out, but it was definitely a great part one. I enjoyed it, and it was good. Let me text my cousin because we supposed to be making the Thanksgiving menu at 6:15, and I'm late. Let me tell her finishing podcast episode. She gonna be like, "This girl." Call you in a few minutes, cuz love ya. But yeah, great first episode. I mean, first reunion part one. It's a 3 part. I'll give you the sneak peek. I enjoyed it. It was messy. We got straight to the point, and I'm here for that. Now let's move on to Potomac, child. This is my last, and then I'll be all caught up. But Potomac. We start off where we left off with Stacy and Karen. Stacy asking, should she be concerned for Karen? Lily, am I cooking this Thanksgiving? I usually do. I do cook for Thanksgiving. I normally just do it for my family here. So my husband, my father, and my kids, and usually my father's girlfriend will come over, and it's just us. I might have like one cousin here, but we're trying to get the whole family and do a combined, well, at least for my family that's close to me here in Jersey. So we're supposed to be doing a combined menu and going to her house and getting it together. That's the plan. My cousin, without telling her business, she has surgery, so trying to help her out and get us all together. I'm just in the mood for old times. My family used to have huge Thanksgivings when my grandmother was alive. We used to play cards. It was great. So I'm trying to revive that. I need family. I'm turning 40 in December. I need my family around me. But yeah, we're back in the conversation of, does Karen need rehab? Karen shoots back saying that, Mia had an opioid addiction, which was true. I mean, Mia already told us that. Hey, Vivi, she had to come here from YouTube. You're just in time. We're talking about Potomac now. Um, Here's how I feel about that whole conversation. First of all, Stacy acting like she wasn't aware of Karen's charges when she asked her in the first episodes of her coming on, should we be drinking in front of her? You knew what she had got convicted of, or not convicted of, or which is being alleged. Number one. Um, I feel like Stacy ran downstairs to ask those questions. Number one, because again, she want to save face, because Mia's saying to her, is this what you stand for? She's trying to save face from the public's opinion. On top of the fact that it's like, these girls done called me boring. I gotta get in the mix. So I keep my my position on this show. I really feel that way. And Karen fired back saying, "Well, this is coming from someone that had an opioid addiction," which, as like I said, Mia had already talked about that on a news anchor. Like, she was on the news and she talked about the joint practice and what made her open it up, and how she talked about that already. So Stacy saying in her confession, like, "Oh, we're just throwing out anything." It was the truth. It wasn't shocking news to me, maybe to them. Latoria said Ashley stood there with that face like Cameron was lying and she knew it was true. Yeah. And for somebody like Ashley, who's jumping in every conversation saying, "Yeah, I heard that too. I heard that too." Why didn't she jump in that? Because Ashley also is hating on Karen. Ashley is, she mentioned it later in the episode when they went out saying, "Oh, Karen not drinking. I've seen this before. Hope she keep it up." I don't know what her underlying, again, she ain't got nothing going on in her life. So let's tag team on Karen with Mia. But again, what Ashley got going on? She still ain't getting a divorce. We don't even care about the divorce. You ain't getting no money out the divorce. And all we saw from her in this episode was her calling her sons for them to call her a poopy head. She has nothing going on. Vivi said Stacy was throwing shade the entire episode. She was. She kicked up. They said she was boring. She was like, "Oh shit, I gotta get it together before I won't have a job. I already ain't at QVC. Let me get in here and clock in the work." But yeah, she kicked up because they said she was boring. Victoria said, "Yeah, and I correct that. The charges and convictions are two different things, and somebody needs to tell me of that, right? Like that doesn't necessarily make it true." Agree, Latoria. And I keep saying, like, everybody's comparing, even listening to some podcasts, everybody's comparing Karen to Shannon, right? Where Shannon, she said it was a DUI. She confessed to it. Hell, it was footage of it all over the internet. How could she deny it, right? But and she took her deal, got her breathalyzer in the car, and she was being transparent. Everybody's looking for Karen to do that same thing when Karen's not going down that road. She's saying that wasn't the case. Even if it was, she's still in the legal battle. Why would she convict herself here? None of us would. If we have a lawyer saying that, listen, we could go at it this way. They didn't read rights, or you weren't aware that you were being placed under arrest. If we let's try to see if we can get this dash footage camera not to go public. What y'all doing? I keep saying reality TV stars are humans too. What would you do in that situation? Ain't y'all gonna try to fight the DUI too? Especially if it's gonna be your second one and you could be facing jail time or huge fines. What y'all expect from Karen? Seriously. Everybody, like, I'm listening to podcasts and she should just tell the truth. And even Mia, she should just be honest. What? Mia ain't got an honest bone in her body. It's comical that she's saying that Karen needs to be transparent and honest. What? Like, let's be for real. At the end of the day, if my lawyer say we gonna beat these charges, then that's what we doing, and I'm not convicting myself. Duh. So I don't I don't even get what they what they talking about. Nicole said Ashley probably would do better on the House of Villains. She should, because she ain't got no storyline here. Tori said, "Why is Mia coming for Karen? Is what I'm trying to understand. Is she doing it for her friend or trying to get the attention off of her and her garden tool ways?" A few things I think there, Latoria. Number one, I feel like Mia, number one, still has beef with Karen from the last season. They didn't really resolve their beef from last season. Number two, I do think Mia is coming for Karen, especially on this trip, because Karen clocked the hell out of her friend Jackie at that breakfast, letting us know that who did had 25 cases or investigations against him and lost his job was Jackie baby daddy. And she pulled her card and it was factual because you saw Mia's face when Karen clocked Jackie. She was like, "Ooh, she got you." Yeah, like, and partially it's because of that. And also listening to Carlos King and his interview with Mia as well. I told you guys, Mia is trying to rebuild after the joint practice flopping and her leaving G. I do think that she will do anything and put anything about her life on this platform or come for any of the girls to stay on this show. You heard it when she said it to Kay, when she said, "I got my flu. I went through boot camp. We're working on yours. Calm down." Like, she is going to do what she got to do to stay on this show. I truly believe that. Phoebe said everything Mia says is questionable. Hell, is her name really Mia? Probably not. Probably not. Or her last name, Mia Moore. How ironic. That's probably her stripper name. Yep, for her to say anyone needs to be honest is wild. Agree. She definitely has beef with her still. Yeah. Latoya said, I want to know who been training Karen with these clapbacks. She been doing good with them clapbacks. I think it's conditioning. At this point, Karen been on this how many seasons now? She tired of these women coming for her wearing shirts that say Uncle Ben tax reform. And like they've been at this point, I just think it's conditioning that she gonna come ready. I do think also, Latoria, Kay is helping her. Her and Kay seem to have a cool bond after her being there for for her after the GNA event incident, that Kay really has her back. And I like that for them. I think they're a great duo. And Love D Nice said Karen always clap back. She did. I think her mother-in-law trained her to be the grand dame that she is. I think she's also conditioned for being on these seasons. And I think that her and Kay have a great relationship. And Kay ain't with Kay with the shits too. And I think that, like I said, I think they're a great duo. Lily said, I have a feeling Mia told Karen about Jacqueline's baby daddy. Mia's face said it all. She might have. She might have. That's a good observation, Leah. She definitely might have. Nicole said, yep, that's her name. That's what Carlos called her. Mia be lying, or Mia be lying still. Same. Thank you for checking in. Is it Facest to 2015? Said Mia be lying. I mean, Mia be lying still. Agreed, but wild. Real wild of her. So what else happened in this episode? Wendy could care less what they were arguing about or talking about down there. She and her, like she said, in her birthday bubble, she don't care at all. Vivi said Kay is becoming my fave. She's definitely stepping up for her flute, honey. She ain't letting nobody slide with nothing with her. So I agree. I like Kay. I liked her last season. I did. Not at first. I felt like she was kind of stepping in on things that had nothing to do with her when they first brought her around and they went on the trip. But she grew on me. And then after the altercation and how she came in, Chanel down, call me shallow if you want to, but she came Chanel down, face beat to the reunion, and she clocked Ashley saying she is the queen of aftermath apologies. I was like, oh yeah, I like her. I had the wrong impression. I'm willing to say that, but I like her as well. But yeah, Wendy could care less. She upstairs with her birthday crown. Um, and then they're downstairs and we see Stacy wheels turning, right? We see her wheels turning about Jazzy's relationship, and they have a flashback of Jassy. Is it Jazzy? I don't know why it has S's. I keep saying Jesse, but I hear everybody saying Jazzy, even though it's no Z's. But Jazzy, they do a flashback of her trying to explain this relationship with her now fiance Darius, who's no longer on Kansas City football team. He's at Dallas, which, if you watch football, not doing so well. But it was dreadful. It made absolutely no sense in this flashback where she's saying like the babies were here before her or already conceived or already baking before her relationship with him. But then she said she was enjoying his bachelor pad and she saw the children on the wall. It made absolutely zero sense to me. None. Lily said Jesse is the new Mia. I reached out to Jazzy asking her because she follows me on Instagram. She started following me this past Sunday, and I reached out to her saying, like, look, I know you can't probably talk much about the current season, but I would love to interview you, learn more about your life, your businesses, your relationship, and what we've seen on the show so far. And she read the message, but then the tea dropped about her fiance's baby mother, and I put up that post with that Shirley music because I always put the music that comes first to my mind. And I don't think she's gonna respond to me now, y'all. But I'm just doing my job. I going to respond to me at all now because that post definitely took off. Sorry. It's Latoria. Blame Latoria. She the one that dropped the tea to me, so blame her. But I don't think she's gonna talk to me anymore. Vivi said, Wendy telling Ashley to shut up, I lost it because thank you. And she said, Vivi said Jazzy was definitely pulling a Phaedra. Yeah. It was not, that whole flashback was totally dreadful. I was like, girl, you should have rehearsed this. You knew this was going to come up. You should have rehearsed it. Faces said, but why Happy Eddie and Wendy the small bouquet of flowers for her birthday? Maybe that's all he could find in the area. I don't know why Happy Eddie only sent her that bouquet. It's the thought that counts, I guess. Maybe he gave her more when she got back home. Y'all is a mess. Not clocking the man bouquet. He tried. Ain't nobody else getting nothing sent to him out there. Um, but we're gonna get into this Jazzy situation in a second. Giselle returned and Jazzy downloaded her on everything that happened at breakfast. You know, they downstairs, Mia throwing a whole Casamigo bottles down her throat, talking about that's how she keep both men. We already knew that. We knew that already. Not surprised. Um, Giselle asked, we saw them traveling. Mia's taking them somewhere, and Giselle asked Stacy about TJ, which I died, y'all, when she looked up TJ. So I was like, is he an extra? Now he might have had small roles, but to call him an extra was outlandish. But I was cracking the hell up because is he an extra? She was like, he been on a lot of stuff. She loved this TJ man that ain't giving her no parts of the peen. She loved him, but I just thought Giselle had me cracking up when she asked, was he a extra? I just had to put that out there. Y'all tell me why Mia took these girls to the joint that she don't own no more. Why? Why did she take them there? Like the doctor that she was talking about, McDaddy, wasn't even there. It was like, did you even talk to him or did he leave on purpose because you done sold the joint? Why would you take them to a business that you no longer own that's going under for you and you have 22 other locations that you also are selling? Why did she take them there? And you ain't even with G no more. You leaving him. But she did mention that, she's selling the other 22 locations, that now she has to start all over. Hence why y'all know she is clinging on to her role here on Potomac. But I have no idea why she took them to the joint. Please tell me why. I have no idea why she took them there. Oh, y'all been typing over here. Nicole said she definitely was a side chick. Latoria said, child, he stopped messing with the baby mama in January. Yeah, we're going to get into it. Latoya said she tagged me in more tea. I'm on it. Latoya said January of this year, her man with the baby mama for New Year's last year and New Year's Day. The baby mama started making posts in March. I mean, it was so obvious that she was a side chick. It wasn't even funny. Latoya says, so something happened between January and March and made him go back to Jazzy. I keep saying Jesse. Them S's is throwing me off. Latoya says Stacy's shade was so good. She said, Giselle, I see you laughing. Keep laughing alone. Lily said, I look the look of confusion from the staff. Yes. Everybody was like, so why are you here again? Are you guys getting services? And who asked what's the busy days? Because I guess it wasn't nobody in there like, what's the busy days? And Mia's like, it depends on the market. It depends on the market. Like, wasn't nobody in there. Crickets. Oh, Kay clocked it as well. Like, I don't know what she brought us here. What she trying to prove? I don't even know why we here. Nicole said they said Stacy man might be one of the girls. Just saying. A few people said that in my comments, Nicole. I will say that. I don't know. I don't like calling Miss Sassy, but a few people have alluded to that. And I just want to learn more about the situation. I don't even care about the whole abstinence or them not sleeping together. What I want to understand is Stacy says she's back from Philly from QVC. This man works at QVC. Is there no fraternization policy? Did you leave your job to be with him? Why are you back? Why aren't you working at QVC? I just want to know more about that situation more than I really care about if he's sleeping with her or not. I want to get into those level of details. I hope we get there since she's opened up and no longer being boring. But Nicole, I have heard that a few times in my comments. I ain't even gonna hold you. But they leave the joint um that she don't own no more. Don't even know why she took them there. But the girls go to lunch. And that's why I said, like Cameron said, she's not drinking. And here go Ashley. Oh, she's not drinking. I've seen this before. Hope she keeps it up. Mind your business. When are we going to learn if someone has a problem? We can't force that on them. They have to come to that decision themselves. And we haven't seen Karen on here acting a fool or being belligerent or stumbling and falling or slurring her words. So we can't make that judgment call. Um, Giselle asked about the breakfast and is K okay? Is K okay? I like that. But Kay says that she was offended by Mia bringing up her street pharmacist boyfriend when she used to be a stripper. And Mia's trying to justify it, saying, "Well, one's legal, one's not. I didn't have to resort to the streets." And I said that to y'all. Not even trying to hold you. I don't got nothing against strippers, but ain't that part of the streets? Being in the stripping game. Welcome to the stripping game, partner. Like, ain't that part of the streets? I don't get it, but trying to make like one's better than the other and like, oh, one's legal, one's not. That is true though. And Kay saying like, you know, spreading it wide and low for money ain't. And here go Jackie, that's prostitution. Yeah, we know. How do you think your girl got with G? Knock it off. So Kay clocked her about that. Mia trying to justify it. It didn't work for me. But yeah, Kay is not giving Mia an inch, and I'm here for it. She gonna keep her foot on her neck and Ashley's, and I'm here for it. Latoya said, "Did you notice what Ashley did? Ashley told the waitress that she wanted what Karen gets. If Karen get an alcohol drink, then bring her one. If not, then bring her whatever Karen's drinking. Ashley get on my nerves. Yeah, I told you, like." No storyline. Ashley is just gonna keep picking at Karen, keep picking at Karen. But Karen is holding her head high. She like, I got court next week. Like Jeezy, I got court tomorrow. So she is not letting her shake her or rattle her, and I'm here for it. Karen, keep your crown on straight. Um. Jessie also lets the people know that she's putting together, she let the ladies know she's putting together a party for her man before he goes to the White House for his Super Bowl win. Why? He don't even really play like that, y'all. Darius do not play like that. And he didn't help get Kansas City that Super Bowl ring. I'ma just keep it 100 with y'all. He don't even play like that. He don't. And I told y'all, he done been traded to the Cowboys. And she be out there. Like, if y'all follow Jessie, she loved this man dirty draws. Like, she's so happy to be in her fiance era. She has stepped up at the Cowboys organization and doing charities and organizing like the wags there. She be in full cowboy attire every week, watching him watching his team suck. She is really into it. Nicole said, I once dated a street pharmacist. I had fun. Haven't we all? Like, Kay wasn't a street pharmacist. Her man was, and she was reaping the benefits. Haven't we all done that? You know? So, but maybe he gave her the money for the businesses she got now, but she owns Med Spa. She said her man now is accredited, boo. Check those credentials. So, that on that. Love D Nice said Ashley needs to be the next to go. I would agree with that. And I don't know what Giselle was talking about on the internet this week that she's saying that the people would love for Robin to come back. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need her to come back. I'm good with what we got here. Minus Ashley, I'm good. Nicole said Darius is a bench warmer. He definitely is. I'm a true football girl. He's definitely never playing. He's it's definitely given D squad, okay? I don't get it. But yeah, she's throwing a party for him. We'll see how that goes. It's gonna be another drama. But they have dinner that night for let me back up. What is going on with Jackie and Mia? On their way, they're going to dinner for Wendy's birthday. They're in the bus and they're playing like Marry Kill Shag or whatever, and Mia's struggling with who says she wouldn't kill nobody, and Jackie is always getting jealous about the women in Mia's life. Are they still messing with each other too? Is it no longer a triangle? Is it a square? What is going on with that? And even her confessional, like, I don't care about anything she does with other women. I am the queen bee and they better bow down around here. It's getting weird. Like, does Ink have to worry about her too, along with G? But that was weird to me. I don't get it. There's something going on there. Love D Night said, "Who people? Exactly, not these people, not me. I'm good." But that's what she said. That's what I saw Giselle said on the internet this week, that the people would love for, or the fans would love for Robin to come back. I'm good. So he said, "Isn't he a free agent now and not playing? He wasn't never playing to begin with. Is he a free agent? Let's see. I'm gonna look it up. But he was never playing to begin with. Everybody's a damn free agents on the Cowboys right now, honey." Let me see. I don't know. He's still listed on their roster. I don't know if he's a free agent, but he's still listed on Dallas out roster right now as number 47. Let me show y'all something though. 2024 season. Y'all see that? Dashes. That man don't play. Wait, can y'all see that? I'm trying to make it. Y'all see them dashes? That man don't play. Stop it. I don't know what she throwing this party for, but this man do not play at all. So he said they smelling each other cootie cat. That was weird. I was like, what she say? I was like, did Jackie just finish eating me a lunchbox or something? Yeah, it's getting weird. It ain't even weird. If they messing around each other, cool. I don't know why that's such a big secret, but it's like her obsession of or jealousy over her is weird. Even when she was talking about Ink, like, oh, they was together in high school. Well, I don't need I ain't like it then. It was like, just say you want her to yourself and y'all go ride off to the sunset scissoring or something like that. Nicole said, I thought Mia would be a stud and Jackie takes it, but it's the other way around. I don't know what they doing, honey, but they definitely doing something. But yeah, y'all saw them dashes. Darius don't play, like I told y'all. But they go to dinner and Stacy clocks in again saying, y'all not gonna call me boring. And, she asked Jesse about her relationship. And again, Jesse tried the math was the addition or subtraction was turning into arithmetic. That shit was not making any sense to me at all. Again, she's saying that the children were conceived or already baking before she came along. And just the pure math of the 9 months and the time that she said that, she's saying they've been together about 2 years, but the one baby just turned 12 months a month ago. It just was not making any sense to me at all. She said she was enjoying the bachelor pad and there was a picture on the of the babies on the wall. She also said that he didn't know that she was pregnant with the second child. He didn't know none of that. Like, what? What? Well, the baby mama came out. She had pictures of them both together. Y'all can see it on my page. Thanks to my girl Latoria. She has more tea for me. Let me go see. She said she tagged me in something. I'll go look at it now. But the baby mother basically came out saying that it's fabricated what Jazzy is saying, that they were still together through both pregnancies. Um, what did you tag me in, Latoria? Let me go see. Not a real house fiance. I can't. Latoria said the children was planned. Faces said, look at it again. Do it say he on the practice squad? I don't see that. I don't see if it say he on the practice squad. I don't even think he practiced. But yeah, Latoria tagged me in a few things. I gotta listen to it, but it says the children was planned. It's a video of more tea about the baby mama and the pics. The bottom line is Jessie is the one. I don't know if she was. I mean, I can't say I don't know. It sounds like either she knew she was a side chick or she was being fed a different story. I don't know. Either way, this girl was not some fly by night girl. This girl wasn't no side chick. He was clearly he had matching pajamas on at Christmas time with this girl. Y'all already know what that means. He was in a full on committed relationship with this woman that he conceived these two children with. She is not no nobody girl that he was messing around with. I believe everything that girl is saying. Jazzy is ignoring all of this. She hasn't addressed it. She's not saying anything about it. She's just trying to act like it's not happening. I don't even know why she would open her mouth to speak on behalf of this woman and these children, knowing that she's on this public platform. I don't get that at all. I believe what the baby mother is saying. I agree. I believe what you're saying, Latoria, that they were planned. It seems like honestly that they could have been some type of high school college sweetheart. This is definitely not it seems like a long standing relationship with the children, the mother of his children. I would think that Jazzy, and I can't even say that Jazzy is just in it for the money. She has a thriving business herself. I mean, it ain't probably football money, but again, he ain't getting that much money. He just has happened to luck up and get a ring. He like Ray Finkel. He just happened like he just happened to be on a team that got a ring. But yeah, she has thriving cosmetics, I mean hair extension company herself. She just seems to really, really, really love this dude. But I I I want to get a hold of the baby mother. We need her to come forward. I'm gonna try that. I did start following her. Let's see if we get an interview with her, honey, because I want to hear all about it. Ding! Light bulb goes off. Let me reach out to her. Cause yes, Latoria, I still got that stream yard going. Trying to get some panels together and some interviews. So I'm definitely gonna see if we can, cause I like I told y'all, Jesse probably saw my post. She ain't gonna respond to me now. I shouldn't have chose that song, but I did. Straight foolishness. But y'all, yeah, the tea keeps dropping. I'm gonna look at these videos, Latoria, and see if there's anything else I need to put up. But the bottom line is, what Jesse said is not the truth. This woman is not a nobody. Not saying that she ever said that, but he knew about these children. He was present, and it's given like he kind of ran from that situation to be with Jesse, and now he gave her a ring right before she started really appearing on this show, because they've only been engaged about a month or maybe two. So right before she started appearing on this show and saying all this foolishness, he said, "You know what? Let me go ahead and give her this ring before she leave me when this stuff come out." That's what it's given. But she is fully in her fiance era and in her wags era when her man don't even play, honey. And that's the facts. But y'all, I am completely caught up, almost on here 2 hours. I have completely caught up with all shows from last week and the weekend. I gotta get ready to get off of here. OC covered, Salt Lake City covered, Potomac covered. If you guys didn't get to see this live in its entirety, no worries. Go to the links in my bio on Instagram and on Facebook and subscribe to my YouTube channel. All my recaps are there. I will be back tomorrow to give you my recap of tonight's episode of Roni. Yay. We'll see if there's anything worth talking about. Thank you, Latoya. You guys make it an awesome show. I love when you guys can show up and comment and interact. You make the show so much better. So I appreciate all of you for stopping by this evening. Now, before I get out of here, like always, if you have a business or a product that you want me to promote on my social medias, I'm still growing daily and I appreciate you guys. Welcome new followers. Or if you want to be a sponsor for the podcast, if you want to have me promote your business or product on the podcast, I'm doing about 8+ shows because we got some new stuff coming back next week. Love and Hip Hop Miami. So doing about 8+ shows right now a week where I could promote your business or products. If you're interested in either, you can DM me or you can email me what you see above, reality_recap at yahoo.com. Now, like I say before I end all my shows, reality TV stars are humans too. Don't forget that. It is your girl V with Reality Recap. Again, thank y'all so much for showing up, commenting, boosting my day, y'all, because I told you I feel terrible. I'm coming down with some type of cold, but I took my emergency to show up here, and you guys made it worth it. I truly, truly appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great night. Lily said, "You're the best." No, y'all are the best. For real. Y'all keep me laughing. Thank you guys for everything. And thank you. May my channel continue to grow. I really appreciate that. I have big, big dreams for Reality Recap. You guys just don't know. I'm really trying to break into this podcasting and reality recapping. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a great night. It's your girl V with Reality Recap. Set those alerts. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. I'll be back tomorrow for my recap of Real Housewives of New York.